Good morning, everybody. How are you? Oh my gosh, it's so great to be back with you this morning. Oh my goodness gracious. It's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah. Hope you're going to have a great day. Yesterday it was 71 degrees. How crazy is that? Because today I think it's supposed to be not even get out of the 40s. How crazy is that? Yeah. Yep, some of you notice when I start my calls, I always put my hand lotion on just because my hands are always so dry. And when I work on my computer, it just seems like my hands with the air and stuff, they dry out a lot more. So that's one of the things that you guys might want to, give a tip for those that work outside the home, that the air, around, I don't know if it's the keyboard, I don't know what it is, but it tends to really dry my hands out more than if I'm just, around the house, etc. So making sure that they tuck one of these into their purse is a reminder, and then they can keep it in their drawer at work too. All right, we've got some people starting in. They grabbed their seats. Oh my goodness, great, great, great. Let me get my my phone out because I think that's how I'm going to see you guys. Comments is in the phone. Hold on a second. I'll have a lot of traveling. Hey, good morning, Emily. How are you? Let me turn this volume down. I don't need to hear me. Adrian, how are you? Sandra, good morning. Sandra, here with me, which means you don't have a vendor event. Tammy, Lisa, Emily. Hey, Alicia, how are you? Jan, Heather, you've got a full house. Oh, you're doing great. Emily, that cake, was that your mom? Was that your mom? Maybe your grandma? Anyway, she didn't look old enough to be your grandmom. I'm just not sure if that cake was beautiful. She had a birthday, I think yesterday. Yeah, hey, Jen, good morning to you. Gosh, I haven't seen you guys forever. It's been like forever, hasn't it? Yeah, I'm so glad to be here. Anyway, I got my hair cut and she blows it dry and she flat irons it, and I'm not used to no waves and stuff, so I apologize if I seem to be playing with it, but I won't play with it anymore. It is what it is. It's just going to stay this way. Hey, Mary. Okay. Oh, Sandra's doing a mystery host event now. Yeah, you guys should be doing those. Yeah, I think I've already told you that. When the discontinued items now are being discontinued, listen, I know you can't call everybody and let them know that there's some items that are going to be left behind. Would they like to take a closer look? But it's like, however, I'm going to take that word but. That's one of the words that we had in that list I gave you. Instead of saying if, but, cost, we, expensive, cheap, problem, when I sell, I don't like to use the word but. In fact, years ago, I listened to a speaker and she said, every time you write the word but and you use the word but, stop and think, can you use another word like however? And my big one. So, and we're going to go over this list in just a second. But however, I wanted to, in the meantime, I wanted to share with you that, that when you, with these discontinued items, one of the things that you guys are going to feel so bad about, it's Emily, it was her mom. Oh, she turned 81. Oh my gosh. I pray that when I turn 81, I'm going to look that good. She looked wonderful. Anyway, so I digress all the time. You guys know that. I get distracted. I have the attention span of a gnat, and that's good and bad. But anyway, however. So let's go back to these discontinued items before we start our training. So what you guys want to make sure that you do, because you won't have the chance to let everyone in your news feed, your Facebook friends, you won't have everyone that is our customers that have purchased from you. Of course, your past host is a given. Now, past hosts already know about the discontinued items. You guys might want to consider even doing a party with a purpose. I have a friend, and she does, and I think I've shared this with you guys again, but I think, however, it's worth repeating. A party with a purpose, when you have one of those going on each and every month, like you have one each month, and you always want to say, this is my party with a purpose. So it's always a nonprofit, or maybe it's a family, or even a rescue. I mean, there is a place here in North Carolina, and they rescue dogs. It's amazing how they rescue dogs and how they keep them. So they're always looking for donations. Backpack buddies, you've got, Feed the American Harvest, the feeding of the individuals, food banks for churches. The list goes on. If you choose each month an organization that you are focusing on, you're giving back to the community, number one. Number two, we're going to talk about, when you're out and about, how you make friends. And I don't want you guys to get into the mindset of, when you're out and about, how to gather leads, because I think what happens is when you focus on the outcome, collecting leads, it creates more of a hesitation. You're more attached to the no. And I wrote it here. If you become attached to the outcome, you won't care and worry about the no. So if your outcome when you're out and about is to gather friends, that no, well, you won't get a no because you're gathering friends, right? Versus, would you like me to send you a catalog? Would you like a sample? No, I'm good, thank you. Because if you do that too early on, again, I'm getting ahead of myself, all of a sudden they know you're trying to be, and not to bash Mary Kate, but Mary Kate is famous for saying, oh my goodness, your hair is beautiful, it complements your skin, I would love to offer you a makeover, a facial. You dive into your business that soon and people know you're insincere. I don't even think you should be talking about offering or explaining about in-home experiences, spa hours, etc. I don't think you should even be having that conversation then. It should be gathering them as a friend, and as they attach themselves to you via Facebook, that's when you get to be connected with them. But anyway, so let's go back to these discontinued items. So I would suggest that you do a practice run with your party with a purpose, and you go ahead and use the discontinued items as a way to get the news out about the fact that you want to do a fundraiser with them. So that's, I think, any hook and that we have, any reason to call is brilliant. So this reason would be, it is the 17th. We've still got the rest of the month. We have products that are going to be discontinued. We'll also be including a new, a sample, etc. But again, the purpose of the party with a purpose is each month you are giving back to your community, and you are being able to use that event as for others that might want to take a closer look at Lemongrass Spa. You can pop them into the event. No buying necessary. Just, I'd like you to take a closer look at what we do for our customers and we do for the community. So it's almost like you're bragging about what you do because you've attached what you do to a fundraising event with that party with a purpose. Again, my friend does it every single month, and she uses it as a way to build her customer group, to meet people out and about and share the news about her product line and what she does. And then she gives back to the community. So it's really, there's just so many layers of blessings that get attached to that. So please make sure that you guys are still in the throes of getting the news out about the discontinued products. All right. So we did a contest yesterday, and I wanted you guys to think outside the box a little bit. And so what we were doing is, a lot of times the obstacles that you guys are struggling with are your word choices. And if you can step aside, sidestep, step over, move around, you will find that word choices are the magic in how people get attracted to you. So instead of saying, this was just my list, and we do have a winner, and all of you are winners, because all of you, when you went and did that exercise with me yesterday, they were brilliant. They were brilliant. And some of you had these words. Some of you had it elaborated a little bit more, which thank you very much. But this was what I use, because I did this exercise a couple years ago. The primary shift, by the way, is more conversations away from a focus on you selling the product or the service and towards your buyer, your customer owning the item or the outcome. So it's really an outcome that we're looking for when we touch base with individuals. We sell solutions. I mean, when somebody says I sell lemongrass spa, I'm thinking, no, we don't sell a company. We sell solutions. We sell lifestyles. We sell opportunities for individuals to choose healthier skincare and cosmetics. We sell. That's what we sell. That's what we offer. Those are the solutions. And we are the chemists. We put the white coat on and we say, these are the things that you want to take a closer look at when you're shopping, because we know that they're not going to always go 100% with our product line. So you want to give them permission as they're looking at, products off the shelf. They first have to dust them because they've been sitting on the shelf for so long that they want to make sure that some of the things they take a closer look at and put it back on the shelf if in fact it's got any of these ingredients. So instead of if, use the word when. Instead of if you would like to get your friends together, it's when you get your friends together, this is what we're going to do with them. You and your friends will experience this. So if it's not if you want to do an event with me, it's when you do an event, this is what you can expect that I will do with you and your friends, or for you and your friends. Instead of but, but I'm so sensitive to it and I catch myself not enough, but enough. So instead of saying but, try using the word and, even when you write. It's because when you apologize to someone, sometimes what you want to say is, I'm sorry I said that, but it was this reason. No, if you have to justify it, it wasn't a true apology. I'm sorry I said that and I'll never say it again. And I would love for you to forgive me. Can I ask for your forgiveness, etc. So remove that word but out of the conversation. The other thing is cost. I always like to use the word investment, especially with our skincare kit. I like to say you're investing into your face. You only have one. What do we spend on our hair, right? And a good haircut is about 2 weeks. A bad haircut is about 2 weeks from when you had it cut and when it looks halfway decent. Your face, you only have one face. And that's why I'm going to be doing a facial class for you guys. I think we're going to do it on the 27th at Glennie's house. And I'm going to teach you how to do a facial. And one of the things you're going to hear me talk about is if you take care of your face, it will take care of you. And you will find yourself using less cover when it comes to, I need the BB cream and I need the foundation because I just, have to do some cover up. Well, you will have that cover up in the drawer because you're taking care of your face. So investment is really about investing into a lifestyle. It's not purchasing their products. It's not the cost associated with them, especially when they have, when you have a host. She invests into her budget by choosing a more economical way of owning our products, right? Because she's a host. You will never hear me say we. It's always, you. Because what happens is when we talk to individuals and we use the word we too often, you're not focusing on them. So what you might be experiencing or what you will find instead of we, again, I just think it's a better choice of word. I'm not so hung up on that. I like to use the word we a lot. But anyway. All right, expensive, you can use the word premium. We have the premium products that we offer. Instead of they're expensive, they might be costly, etc. It's, you're investing into, a premium line. And then cheap, I never use the word cheap. I don't use the word value very often. I have it here, but however, I think the word that I use is it can be inexpensive. It's an expensive way of investing into your face. Problem is really a challenge. We all have challenges. And when you use the word, what's your problem, people are looking at it as a way of almost like a stop sign. So, when you say, well, tell me some of the challenges that you're experiencing with the product or with your business or even with your kids, etc. So there are challenges, and we all have them. Okay, instead of saying when I sell, it's when you own. I find, instead of saying I find when I sell this product, no, I find when my customers own this product, this is what they experience. So anyway, those are just some of the things that I believe are game changers when you talk to individuals, and you're going to be out and about, and you're going to be wanting to practice some of those words. All right, Chantel, you're the winner. Yes, I asked my husband to pick a word between 1 and 10. He said, I'll take 1. And Chantel, you were the first one to comment. So thank you so much. A sweet treat will be on its way to you from me. So thank you. All right. Erica says, I'll start paying attention to when I say but. Erica, it's amazing. It's amazing how often we write it. It's amazing how often we write that when we explain or describe or respond to a customer, right? It is. So yeah, try to catch yourself. But is a big word. It's a big word because it kind of just minimizes what you just said, which is a softer approach, and then you go into justifying why you did what you did a lot of times. Okay. All right. So let's talk about today's topic, which is really gathering friends. It's really making your business become less of a, customer-based and more of a friend-based. Our products really do lend themselves into more of an intimate conversation. And I think when I say that about pure romance, because they really get intimate. However, when you talk to individuals about the way they look, it's also about the way they feel. A lot of times, if you can do something with minimizing the look of eczema, and when you have, we use our hands when we talk, when you can get someone's hands to visibly have a before or after difference, and they can see that in their life, they feel better, and then they trace it right back to you. So knowing that, I really want to encourage you guys to start thinking about, instead of gathering customers, I want you to think about gathering friends. And these are going to be new friends that you're going to be gathering as you're out and about. In fact, one of my friends, and I talk to a lot of people about this very topic quite often, in fact, and a lot of times what they say is, I make it a point to, when I'm out and about, to gather one friend a day. And sometimes, on average, so sometimes that's 2 a day because I didn't go out on Tuesday, but I went out on Monday, and then I go out on Wednesday, etc. So if you guys make it a point to really add more friends to your friendship circle, where does that friendship circle reside? It resides on Facebook. Quite honestly, that's a lot of times where you're going to add those new friends. And as you're adding new friends, all of a sudden, you're adding more opportunities for you to change their life with the hand treatments we do, to do the anti-aging serum to minimize the fine lines and brighten their skin, that eczema, that the children that may struggle with diaper rash. You just have a way, through our stories, through other people's stories that you're sharing, to make a change in those individuals' lives. But until they get there into your friendship circle, they can't become your customers. So instead of saying we're going to go out and we're going to gather customers, we're going to go out and we are going to make connections. We're going to make friends. It's as simple as being in the line at Starbucks or in the airport. You guys know I travel a lot, and I love taking the opportunity when I'm in Starbucks. The first thing I hit every time I get into the airport to catch my flight, I enter the Starbucks line, and I intentionally talk to people. And it's not that I'm looking for leads. It's really not. It's that I'm engaging and making connections and smiling. And yes, they do land in my Facebook. There's no doubt about it. They land there because I would always give them the gift of staying connected with me by connecting with them on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. However, it's how I do my call to action. It's what I close that relationship with. Oh my gosh, are you on Facebook? Why don't we connect and we can continue this conversation and, stay friends, type of thing. When you make that offer as your final call to action, you'd be shocked how many people, you can see they smile, they are blessed by the fact that you took that last extra step before walking off and saying, have a great flight. They're loving it. Same thing when you're out and about in the grocery store, just simply looking behind you and striking up a conversation. When you're at Walmart, looking behind you and striking up a conversation. I shared this story the other day with you guys. I was in a Starbucks in Pennsylvania visiting my daughter, and I pulled out, I just visited the restroom, and then I was in line, and I pulled out my hand lotion, and I went ahead and squirted it in my hand, in my daughter's hand, in my niece's hand, and I went behind the line, and I said, anybody else want it? And we passed that hand lotion down the line. And that, by the way, is one of the easiest ways of making connections with people that you can offer to send them a sample. Because the scent of the hand lotion, all of a sudden, everybody is talking about it, and the checkout person at Starbucks said, "What is that?" And I said, "Oh, it's our essential oil, naturally scented pomegranate hand lotion." And she said, "That smells amazing." I said, "Would you like some?" She said, "No, I can't use it because of the oils will be attracted to the beans or vice versa." And she said, "Then your next cup of coffee that I'm going to be brewing will smell like pomegranate." And I totally understood it. So what I did is I said to her, "Well, let me send you a sample. Let's go ahead." And I pulled out my phone and I said, "Go ahead and just give me information. And if that's okay with you, I'll send you a sample in the mail." And she said, "Oh my gosh, you do that?" And I said, "Of course I do it." And of course my daughter is sitting there thinking, oh, only my mom would be collecting these leads, because she knew with Pampered Chef, I did it all the time. I did it a little less professional, I have to admit. However, I am thinking now, because we're going to be collecting friends and not customers. Back then I was collecting customers, leads, recruits, etc. So I dove in faster, and I learned my lesson. You don't dive in. That is a very subtle, natural, friendly, not intimidating, not pushy way of being able to offer a sample to someone. And of course she said yes, and of course I sent it. Anyway, so it was just wonderful. Glennie says she made a friend in Bed Bath & Beyond yesterday, started talking about dryer balls, yeah, and why you want to use them, friended them on Facebook right there in line, and invited them to an essential oil workshop. Now, did you hear what Glennie wrote? So if you don't have an essential oil workshop, what you say is, listen, each month I do something called a party with a purpose. And because I'm in direct sales, I always have a party going where I give back to, and this month it's this. I would love to invite you to be part of that event, not to purchase. I certainly wouldn't want you to feel any pressure, and you don't. However, it will, did you notice I started to say but? However, it will give you the opportunity to watch the different ways that our products heal and change lives, etc., and just get an overall knowledge about the products that I support. Would you like me to add you? And again, no shopping allowed, just observe. And would you like that? So again, that's what you could do if you're not don't have the essential oil workshop. Anyway, so that's, that is a great way, this is such a great visual, and it will get you in striking up a conversation. And guys, listen, one of the biggest challenges I think that we have is finding enough people to talk to. So these are the things today that I really want to encourage you to gravitate, to jot down on a note, to come back to me privately in a private message, to talk to me about. Because with the new spring catalog coming out, you are going to have such a great opportunity with your excitement when you see those products on the 21st and all the new business supplies, materials. You're going to want to be in the Walmart line. You're going to want to be in the Starbucks line. You're going to want to be live in front of individuals as much as possible. Yes, we definitely can do it hiding behind our computer with social media and Facebook. We can. However, when you go live with someone, what you're going to find is that live event, and I have my information here, that live event is really what you're going to find makes it's the magnet. It is the most memory when you walk away. You can walk away from your computer and they're on to the next video. When you walk away from them after standing there in the Bed Bath & Beyond, in the Starbucks, and you have made that call to action where you say, I would love to continue this conversation. Are you on Facebook? I'd love to connect with you. How does that sound? Or would you like to connect with me? I would ask them, would you like to connect with me? Then you get your phone out and you find them on Facebook, right? The other thing you guys can do is if you take your phone and you go into, let me do this live for you guys. If you go into your, the lighting is not good. Oh, okay. Do you see this phone thing right here, your little phone icon? When you go to the phone icon and then you go into contacts, so press the phone icon and you go to contacts, look what comes up first. Do you notice? I do. I come up first. You're going to come up first. So when you do that, what you can do is you can click on you. So you click on you, scroll down, and you say share, contact, and then you're going to do a click message, and then you type in their phone number. So, or they type it in, and then you send yourself, notice there. So I'm going to send my contact, and then she clicks on it and sends it back. So again, that's a way of adding them to your contact list. If you, for some reason, don't want to add them to Facebook, I'm not sure why you wouldn't, but if you don't want to add them to Facebook, then go ahead and put them in your contact list. So you click on the phone, click on your contacts, you should be at the top, you click on you and you share. And then they click on it and they send a message back. And now you've got, and in your contact, in that section, you add her name, where you met her. There's a note section there. Did you know that? There's a note section that you can then add some more notes about her as you're walking out and getting in your car, sit there for a few minutes and add a few notes. And especially if you want to add notes because you're friends on Facebook, now you can add notes about something that happened as far as a conversation in that line. Listen, guys, these are the ways that you intentionally go out, gather friends, and make those connections and get them to follow you as a person, as a wife, as a mom, as a lemongrass spa consultant. Because once they follow you, once they're on your news feed, your personal news feed, they get to know you. And we know people buy from people, they book with people, they shop with people, and they join people. But when you're standing there in the line and you're trying to get them to automatically book a party with you, talk about sending a catalog, there's a sensitivity where you cross over that line and you become less caring and it becomes more about you. And when you go into a conversation with that type of outcome, that I want to give this many samples out, I want to collect this many individuals to share catalogs with, when you go in with that mindset, it becomes less fun. It becomes less about you or more about you and less about them. So again, you really want to make sure that you are out there just connecting with people to make them feel like you care about them, you're authentic, you're genuine, and you're talking to them about something that's about them. Let me see if, okay, good. Oh, oops. All right. Oops, sorry. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Okay, good. I'm back because I want to see any things. All right. So when, I have to tell you, you guys know when I started with Pampered Chef, I had no direct sales experience. And I just decided that I was going to take every opportunity like I'm giving you today, and I was going to go for it. It's a mindset. It is really a mindset. And you can do this. If you do it for the right reasons, this should be so natural, so exciting for you. I mean, really. All right. The other thing, well, I'll talk about that later. So, okay, remember, if you become unattached, don't attach yourself to the outcome. Because again, if you are going into if the outcome is gathering leads and you attach yourself to that, then you will become, those no's will be devastating. If you go out simply to say, I'm gonna make connections with everybody I can, set a goal of how many individuals that while you're out and about that you want to friend, you want to make that difference in their life by at least just looking back and engaging on a pair of shoes, a daughter, something like that, just to make that icebreaker. I mean, some of you may not know what to say when you turn around. Just look for something. Look for earrings. Look for shoes. Look for an outfit. Look for a haircut. And that's how you start to form the conversation. And I know because we're a home-based business, some of you are thinking, that all your business comes from home. It doesn't. It really doesn't, because we can't hide behind a computer. We don't make those kind of connections that way, not as women. You want to be a connector. You want to be that girl that when you're on Facebook and you're talking about you met someone and you're so excited about, you saw me do a Facebook Live about when we were renovating our 3-car garage, about the plumber that we met off of Craigslist and how wonderful he was. I'm the girl that they go to because they know now that I know a plumber, and they know that that we were doing the upstairs. Somebody asked me, "Do you have a hardwood floor guy?" I sure do. So you want to be that go-to person because of the connections you make and the fact that you are sharing these stories of these connections, on Facebook, right? And set yourself a goal. I'd love to see what your weekly goal is for how many new friends that you make. And when I mean friends, it's conversations you have where you're starting out and you made the connection, and your call to action is either, are you on Facebook? Why don't we stay with this connection? Or, can we go ahead and if you get to the point where you say, gosh, I'll be glad to send you a sample, then you go ahead and you know what? And I would never carry samples around. You can send them. I mean, have that host and join that mini catalog there and share that with them when you get the opportunity. However, I really do believe that if you say, I'd love to be able to send you a sample, it's an act of service instead of saying, here's a sample. I just think it's that one extra step that you take, and then you can take your phone out and you can get their contact information. So when you sell something, it's the open door, or you share something, it's the open door to an ongoing relationship. And again, going back to making those connections, please don't go too fast into our business. You will know when it's the right opportunity to do that. You don't want to compliment on something and say, oh my goodness, we sell this, I have this. I mean, you put yourself into a salesperson's role, and what you're doing at the time that you're talking to them is simply highlighting their day, making them feel good about themselves, making that connection that could be someone that you want to spend time with on Facebook or even over coffee. If they live close by, oh my goodness, I'm part of a mom's group, I'm part of a Bible study. I mean, you have conversations that'll be outside our business that will connect you to something that you already do in life, that they already do in life, and the two meet together. They meet at those crossroads. Every person you meet, you are either going to enrich their life professionally or personally. So either way, you're going to be able to have that opportunity at some point in time. It's a win-win. And that really should be the mindset as you go out and make your friends every single day. Are you going to enrich their life personally or professionally? And you will know. It's like that Starbucks line. They all got a chance to have this there. And again, now that's where to go back and reframe the conversation. that would have been where, if I did have samples, I could have handed samples down along the line. So even though I said don't have samples, that might be an opportunity where you're not one-on-one, where you're in more of a large group, that you do give those samples out. However, make sure that those samples have your information, and mention as a call to action, as that last comment that you make, by the way, if you love that, you will absolutely want to connect with me. My number and my information's on the top lid, on the lid, that, you know, and I'll be glad to send you our catalog, which shows the full sizes of what you're sampling. So you can do something like that. I'm just not, again, in that kind of a mindset today, because I don't want to minimize the fact that we are out really making lives more rich personally. And again, so we talked about social media, we talked about Facebook, let's stay connected that way. When you have that connection and you have that agreement that you're going to connect on Facebook and you friend request them there, etc., then what you want to do is you want to go back and private message them at some time when you can actually, you know, craft that message. It was so great being able to make a new friend today at Starbucks. I'm so glad we had a chance to meet, and then talk about something that you talked about. Bring that memory back to them and talk about that in that private message. That is extremely important. I know you're going to want to tag them on Facebook, you know, and publicly in front of everyone, and that's okay. However, I would private message them first and just give them that warm and you know, heart tug way of knowing that that relationship, that time that they spent with you, meant something to you. And that's what you do with your private message. They will now watch your life. They'll watch how you interact. They'll watch you with your family. They'll see a little bit about your business. And what it does, it allows them to make the decision for themselves, right? I mean, that's what happens. And again, I love social media for that aspect. I love staying connected with them. I love the fact that, you know, I've made a new friend and they're watching me. It's empowering. It is an empowering feeling when you walk away and know that you've taken this step intentionally to make a friend and to add them to Facebook, and who knows what they could turn out to be. We're going to talk about the 1/3 rule also, because I think that's a lot of times when somebody is watching you, they're looking for your the way you work your business on Facebook. Even if they don't know you have a business right away, they will figure it out, and then they'll look, how do you work that business on Facebook? Because if that's your next team member, that's your next host, they want that opportunity to know that you're a professional. So you want a 1/3 rule. And for me, that personally means that because I do love being personal on Facebook, and I have to tell you, we've talked about this time and time again, if you're on Facebook, it is social. It's a social media platform, which means you have to be social. If you have something that you want to post that you don't want anybody except your family to see, go in before you post and change that to say family only or friends only. Otherwise, your life on Facebook should be an open book, because you should be proud of your life. You should be able to have somebody say, I want to be like her, or to be that type of mom. I only hope, I wish. You want to emulate for moms, for wives, other individuals, somebody they can aspire to be like. And that's what we do on Facebook. Like it or not, that's what we do on Facebook. So for me personally, I do like being personal on Facebook. I mean, I meet people and, you know, they just love to ask about my kids and Topanga and things like that. They're always like, well, how's Sam doing, right? And I think to myself, you know, it's amazing how much they ask about other people in my life, even my dog. You know, and you're thinking to yourself, what am I, chopped liver? However, when I travel and I come back, they always make a comment. It sounds like you had a great time. It sounds like you know, safe travels, etc. So again, it is about me. However, when they ask more questions, it's always about my family. But again, I love that. You know that I love that. And so all my posts are 1/3 of my posts are personal, fun stuff. The other third is inspirational. I wake up every morning and always post an inspirational post, and I want everybody to wake up and be inspired. And I have people tell me all the time, please don't stop that. And you know what? I never will. And so maybe it's a quote or an image or something like that. And I just like to feel value that I'm offering other people's lives and something they can be encouraged by. And then the other 1/3 is business. I mean, I had somebody share with me that she ordered our lip butter and lip polish, and she gave it to everybody in her bridal party. And of course, I didn't post her name, but I copied and pasted it and said everybody in the bridal party got this. And I posted that with a picture of our lip butter and our lip polish. Now, I didn't put my website. I didn't put the product number. I didn't put the, my website. I wouldn't put anything like that. I wanted to share a story. And the story was, this individual did this with her bridal party. So that's my business story. That's my business post. That's 1/3 of the type of post we should just be doing. So again, I'm not posting about specific products. And I like to create curiosity and really stories. And so a lot of times what you'll do is, guess what's coming? Time's running out. And you do that with that type of graphic, and that creates a little bit of a curiosity. And then you drive them over with an invitation to your customer group. I mean, I love that. I love the fact that you're saying, if you want to know more, come on over, come on in, grab a seat. I mean, those are just so fun types of invitations to get your followers that are on your personal wall to make a choice. If you don't invite, it's always a no. If you don't ask, it's always a no. So again, I'm very careful on my personal page, because I don't want my friends to feel like I'm barfing the business all over the place. And then my new friends that I'm meeting out and about, they are seeing that post about that lip polish. I mean, in fact, one of my new friends that I met when I was traveling, she actually private messaged me and said, "Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing. Do you have a sample?" And I said, "Of course I do," because we had talked about samples when I was on the plane with her. So again, it's just, it was something that seemed to be connecting with her. So again, and I do, like I mentioned earlier, I'm taking a look over my notes to make sure I don't miss anything. I do love to chat people up. That's what I call it. I like to chat people up everywhere I go. And if you ever think, guys, you don't have any way to connect with people, they are out there. They are waiting for you to smile on them. They really are waiting. They're waiting for you to open your mouth, to say hello, to connect with them, and the call to action is to stay friends. That's it. I mean, it's that simple, but it's so amazingly profound. It really is. When you genuinely care about people, and you will genuinely care for them as you are out and about, intentionally wanting to smile and chat people up, people will respond to that. And all of a sudden, you have a huge network of friends. And that's how you grow a business. You grow first from your heart, and you back it up with your head. But you have to first start with your head. And some will become customers, and some won't. But you will never get customers without first being a friend. And people will open up. I mean, they will open up because they first and foremost, they know that that relationship is genuine, and it's because the friendship comes first. All right, so let's see if there's anything else. And again, the other thing is make sure, and this kind of is a side note, but I notice that a lot of times when somebody comments on something that you post, because I'm friends with some of you guys, and of course you have me in some of your customer groups, I notice that you do a heart and nothing else. There's that CPR. It's commenting, posting, and replying. When you post, you want to reply every single time to something. I don't care if it's, I do the same thing. I don't care if it's that kind of reply. You need to reply back. Oh my goodness, thank you. I do the same thing. Also, I find blah, blah, blah. You want to take that one sentence and you want to open it up and blossom it up into an ongoing conversation, because that individual that replied to your post may not care about engaging any more than the one comment or maybe the heart she did, but someone else might want to comment on something that you comment on. So you want to keep this party line going as much as possible. So when you're in Facebook, You're in Facebook to do business. You're in Facebook to comment on somebody else's post, to post and to reply. That's CPR. You want to make comments to everybody. I mean, everybody. And I don't mean a heart. I mean a comment. You will be shocked how that thread will build from your comment versus not building from your heart, right? Heart does nothing. I mean, I'm the heart person. However, I know when I stop for a minute as I'm scrolling through and I make a comment, even to say for a happy birthday, hope you have a special event with you and your family. All of a sudden, that person that I've got a happy birthday, she comments back and she says, thank you, Kathy. And I comment back and say, oh my goodness, you're welcome. How are you? So again, that's the posting, the commenting, posting, replying. You guys need to get in a habit of doing, please. It opens up the opportunity for people to network and talk to you. It's a way to take that relationship further and connect with them genuinely to find out what's going on in their life. I mean, you want to open their photo album. You want to find out what's going on in their life. And the only way to do that is by taking the time to comment. And a lot of times what you're going to find is that it brings a light out. It shines. That light that you're shining onto someone, it might be the light that they needed that particular day. They may have, well, we don't even know. I'm not even going to guess. But your light can shine into the world. I mean, it absolutely can. And I love direct messaging. You guys know that. I love direct messaging. I love taking a message offline and talking to them personally. If you would see my messenger, one person, it might have 15 threads because of a message that I said to them, a question I asked, a comment I made, and eventually it does get into a conversation about lemongrass spa, but I don't start that way. However, I don't miss the opportunity to take it to that step if I feel it's appropriate, if I feel like I'm going to be blessing them with the offer that I'm giving them of a sample, of the catalog, of an opportunity to get their friends together. I look for those opportunities, but I make sure that it doesn't start that way. It starts with me caring about them and them knowing that I care about them. And then the other thing that I love when I'm in Messenger is I love that camera. I love that camera. I love video chatting. You guys know that. For those of you that have been on my calendar and you say, should we call? I'm like, no, let's video chat. And I love it, because this is what I get to do back and forth with those faces. It's amazing. All right, so let's wrap up. So you guys want to make sure that you are collecting friends each week. Give yourself a goal, set a goal. How many friends are you going to add to your friendship circle each week? And be authentic. Be real, be caring, be genuine, be smiling, be just someone that lights into their life intentionally. You are intentionally going out to gather friends. Through those friends, your network will open up for you to be able to offer them something that you can offer because you're a trained lemongrass spa consultant. But if you don't go out looking for friends and you go out shopping for leads, like we used to call it with Pampered Chef, shopping for leads, are you kidding? It was successful. I'm not going to say it wasn't, but it was an art. And it was not for the weak. It was for someone that just said, I'm going to throw caution to the wind. I'll never see them again. It doesn't matter if I flub it up. And we trained on that. I mean, it was very crafty, skillful training. But we don't have to train on collecting friends. That's not a training. That is a heart tug. It is a mission that even as individuals in life, we could all take on. We could all take on that mission, right? So for those of you that are trying to get out and gather more connections, network with more people, that's really how we started. We started that way. Okay, let me just follow a couple things. Glennie is really strong with this. She finds networking events. So you guys want to make sure that you are maybe finding network events, vendor events, lead groups. These are great. MOPS. I mean, the MOPS groups, and even groups, well, I'm going to talk about the MOPS groups, then I'll go into the other group. MOPS groups are always looking for speakers. Now, again, you're not there to sell. You're there to say, well, my skill set is, when I'm helping families, especially those with young children, make wise, healthier decisions when they're choosing skincare and everyday skincare and everyday body care products. I mean, that's how you would advertise yourself. And it has nothing to do with, selling or anything like that. It's you are the expert. You know what these products can do. I mean, when you're ready to do that type of commercial and that type of engagement, reaching out, I can help you frame that conversation so they will put you on their calendar. The other place to look for are retirement communities, these retirement villages. They are always looking to have someone come in and be a guest speaker with the elderly. And we know a lot of people at that age, and this is 55 years and older, so I'm preaching to the choir, they have incidences where they're using a lot more prescription drugs now. So they have to be very careful about looking at ingredients, because the doctor's never going to say, when they have like an incident, he's never going to say, well, tell me what kind of deodorant you're using. He's not going to say that. So we have to be the ones that says, be on the lookout for these type of ingredients, and we leave them with the top 10 list of ingredients that they can be looking for. They can carry it in the purse. You can laminate it, and they can have it around. So when they're shopping, they put their readers on and they go looking for the ingredients. We could teach them how to do that. All right. And somebody shared that the business journal, most major cities publish a business journal, and I know Raleigh has one, and you can find, community clubs and events in there. There's also the Rotary Club, the Lions Club, PTA, Elks Club. These are individuals, places that you want to be able to be in contact with. They have like a networking event they do where they open it up like for new people to come and check them out. It doesn't cost you anything. You can go and check them out. Social clubs, there's something called meetup.com, and there's mom groups, single groups, investment groups, ski clubs. Again, perfect places. You want to make sure that you are where your business is. And that's why I love Walmart and with Glennie with her bath, and when she was in the bath and not Bath and Body Works, Bed Bath and Beyond, she was there with talking about the dryer balls. I mean, that you want to be where your customers are, and join those types of groups are absolutely where your customers are. Okay, I have lots of comments here. Let's see. Mothers of preschoolers. Oh, MOPS. Yeah, Jan asked what MOPS. Jan, we're past the MOPS stage, girl. We're past the MOPS stage. Mothers of preschoolers. Let me see what else. All right. So anyway, guys, I hope that this has been an inspiring call, because the more I'm out and about and the more connections I make and the more I do this, I keep looking in that rearview mirror, thinking about each of you, wondering, are you doing it? Are you doing what I'm doing? Is your love tank filling up the way my love tank is filling up? Because I'm taking the opportunity. When I go to like the gate, I could go to some place where there's less people, but I go and sit beside someone, and I'm doing it intentionally to make friends, to make that connection, and just to be an inspiration to someone else, because I sure come back with my love tank filled to the brim with memories and experiences and new Facebook friends and new connections in my phone. And, and it's so funny, because somebody said to me, you're really good at this. And, and she was a young person. And when I got my phone out, I said, let's go ahead and let's stay connected. Let me go ahead and get your contact information, and then we'll go ahead and chat back and forth via text. And she's like, wow, you're really good at this. And it was so funny because I started laughing and I said, well, I'm a national trainer and this is really what I need to be training our field on. And then of course it started a conversation a little bit more. So anyway, it's really going to be fun for you. It really is. And you guys are in so many places that you could do it if you simply said, I'm going to do it. If you simply made that tweak in your heart and get your brain to be engaged, and you could do it for sure. Yep. All right. So, okay, guys, I think it's a wrap. I'm so excited what we're going to be doing over the next, between now and the end of the month. Set yourself a challenge for each week with the amount of new friends that you're going to add to your contact on your phone or Facebook. I want you to do that. And you're going to do it each week. We're going to have a amount for a week, and then you have to break it down into days. So on Monday, if you don't go out, Tuesday you have to double up, etc. And I'd love to be able to have each of us chime in on the end of the month and tell how many people we added. Could you do that? Let's go ahead and have a fun game with this, a fun challenge. And I'll tell you what, we had Chantel that won this challenge. We're going to be doing a drawing, and the drawing for this challenge, for those of you that say I'm in, the challenge is going to be something really special, because this is going to be something that you've got to decide to do, plan it, and then do it. So it's going to be a little bit more than just, a thread of guessing game, etc. here on the in the Facebook group, in our Coffee with Kathy group. So set yourself with a challenge, and if you want to post how many people between now and February 28th that you're be doing, or let's just get the thread going, and then or February 28th, yeah, and then I'll draw for a pretty significant. Yeah, it'll be something to do with the new spring products. I promise. In fact, I already know exactly what I'm going to draw. I already know exactly what I'm going to draw. In fact, on the 21st, when we unveil the new products, one of the products I'm responsible for sharing with you guys is going to be the product that somebody's going to win because you decided to go in this challenge. In fact, I'll say that. I'll let Heidi know ahead of time. I'm going to say, somebody's going to win this on February 28th or March 1st. Actually, March 1st. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and see how many new friends we can make and how many connections they get, how many of those get placed in our contact list or Facebook, right? It is going to be so much fun, and I'm going to do it also. I'm going to make sure that I do the challenge also. Go out and about, and yeah, how fun would that be, right? And you guys are in lines all the time, so okay. So let's wrap this up by saying thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'm thrilled to be back in our Coffee with Kathy. I have one more. Today's 17th. Oh, how many more do I have? So I just have one more Saturday, because then I'm the first week of March. I'm traveling again. So I miss you guys. I really do. I miss this time with each other. And I know you miss me too, so thank you. All right, we're going to call it a wrap. Thank you so much for joining me this Saturday morning. I love you guys so much. And I hope you have a great day. And I can't wait to see how many friends that we build, how many individuals we're going to be changing lives, right? We really are. Love it. Okay, bye guys. Love you so much. Bye.